Hello, Chris here. I haven't done a video in a while and somebody was asking me about them, so I thought I would do another one. Today I want to talk about disability tropes. So a trope is something that has like a common theme, so we'll see it in the media and stuff like that. The first disability trope that we will see is the disabled person as the victim. So somebody to be pitied, somebody that's a burden on society. So we'll see that right now with COVID-19, and this idea of it is only the elderly and the medically vulnerable that will die from COVID. This idea of, they're kind of dispensable. The assumption of stupidity or deafness, I find this one kind of entertaining sometimes when I'm out in public and somebody talks to me as if I must be deaf because I'm disabled. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. The need to be saved, so somebody that requires saving because they are the victim, and this comes out of that old medical model, and this can be kind of a dangerous trope. Because it puts somebody it actually makes somebody more vulnerable, right? The next one is the hero. So Stella Young calls this inspiration porn. So watching people who are, the superhero, they're super strong, they're saintly, and so they can't do human things, so they can't show vulnerability, and they can't do something bad because they are like this, they have this eternal innocence, and they're always strong, and they're always inspirational, and they're this, this hero that just takes on their disability like the challenge that it is and always does better. And then the next trope is the villain. So they're freakish and they're asexual, and maybe they're seeking attention, and their disability is just like a con. And this we'll see a lot with things like hidden disabilities, and it becomes, kind of dangerous, because there is this whole idea that, maybe they're faking, and that it's not real, or it's not as bad as they're making it out to be. But you can't be in somebody else's body, so you can't know what that feels like. And this is really reinforced by the media, by social media, by popular culture, that we have, these ideas of, you're one of these tropes, and if you're disabled, you belong to one of these areas. Well, that's not true. We belong to multiple areas, and it depends on the time and where, some days a disabled person is going to be, really strong and tough, and some days they're going to be, struggling a little bit more, and they're going to need more help or more understanding. But you can't put somebody into a category, though often we are put into a category. And out of this also comes this whole idea that, House MD, we can just be magically diagnosed and magically healed. And sometimes people have the best intentions when they have their helpful suggestions, like, have you tried yoga? Have you tried changing your diet? Maybe it's just anxiety or depression. And if you're a woman, you're going to get that one a lot, because that is very common. And that is also common from medical professionals. Another common one is, have you tried losing some weight? Maybe that will help. Well, if it was that simple, people would do those things, and I do those things. I exercise, and I watch my diet, and I do all the right things, but it is not that simple. Another thing that sometimes people do is trying to relate. So, my cousin's girlfriend has that, and she does this, or it's just like the time I threw my back out. Or I have a friend of mine who also has Addison's disease, who says every time she goes into the doctor's office, the one of the staff members talks about how her dog has Addison's, and oh, it's really hard and stuff. It's not quite the same. So I just wanted to let you know and talk a little bit about the different tropes, the victim trope, the hero trope, and the villain trope when it comes to disability, and how As nice as it is to hear, you're so tough, you're so strong, or, advice of, have you tried this? Those things are lovely, but not always, don't always come across as maybe they are intended. So it's always important to think about what we're saying before we say it and how that might feel to somebody else. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day.